The United States has announced a major reversal of its long-standing policy on Israeli settlements, rejecting the international consensus that considers them illegal. The move is likely to further inflame tensions between the Trump administration and Palestinian communities and widen the gap between the US and its traditional allies in Europe. Paul Ging reports.
Not inconsistent with international law, 5 words that upend more than 4 decades of US policy toward Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank. Making the announcement, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that US opposition to settlements has not advanced the cause of peace.
This is a complex political problem that can only be solved by negotiations between the Israelis and the Palestinians. The United States remains deeply committed to helping facilitate peace, and I will do everything I can to help this cause.
The move is being seen as a victory for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who's struggling to stay in power. He welcomed the move as another great achievement of our policy, along with the US recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Palestinian negotiator Saeb Erekat accused the US of replacing international law with the law of the jungle.
They are really shutting the doors of international law and opening the gates of extremism, terrorism, violence, corruption, bloodshed, and people to be forced to believe that the only way to solve problems are through violence and not through peaceful means.
The international community views the transfer of Israeli citizens to occupied territory as illegal. Former US peace negotiator Martin Indyk called the move totally gratuitous and a slap in the face for Palestinians. This is being seen by some commentators as the latest in a series of moves by the Trump administration that weakens Palestinian claims to statehood. Paul Ging, Euronews.
Well, our correspondent Jack Parrick joins us now live. Morning to you, Jack. The EU has historically been totally consistent on its view in settlements. Any comment from the bloc at all in light of this complete change, this U-turn from the United States?
Yeah, we've had a statement, Rosie, from the EU's foreign policy chief, Federica Mogherini. She was basically saying that the EU's position is clear and remains unchanged, and that the European Union believes all settlement activity by the Israelis to be illegal. This is another point of conflict between the United States and the European Union regarding Middle East policy, where in the past, especially under the Obama administration, the EU and the US were very, very much on the same page, especially on Israel-Palestine issues. The European Union is still trying to put forward and still trying to promote the idea of a two-state solution, but that is something that the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is now suggesting perhaps might not be possible without the possibility of these Israeli settlements and the change in the position that the US has made. This is a really significant change from the United States, but there has been a flip-flop over different administrations over the decades. From the European Union side, they will continue to try to put forward the idea of a two-state solution.
Jack, there's a new commission in place, so would that mark any change in EU policy in this field?
That's right, Rosie. On the 1st of December, now that the Hungarian commissioner is passed through the European Parliament, we expect the new commission to take up its mandate. And interestingly, the new foreign policy chief of the European Union, Josep Borrell, the Spanish former foreign minister, is considered to be quite anti-Israel, especially by the Israeli authorities and the government there. He's accused Benjamin Netanyahu of warlike arrogance and has actually said that the European Union countries should recognise Palestine as an independent state. So there could be a big change when he takes his position as the foreign policy chief. We'll have to wait and see after the 1st of December.
Jack Parrick, our correspondent live in Brussels. Thank you.